Hello and welcome to my 15th creative journal. I am Rebecca Danger. I'm so glad you're here. Today is Monday morning, July 6th. I am up. I am in the shop. I have got tea. I had easy breakfast because I did some meal prepping over the weekend, which felt good. And I'm ready to sew today. I did that strawberry patchwork quilt last week that I showed you. And over the weekend, I, of course, because that's what I do, had twice as much fabric as I needed for it. So I went ahead and started to piece another quilt. They're very, very similar. There's a few fabrics that are different, but I decided if I'm out at markets that that's what I was going to do since it was sitting there and it was ready to go. And the other thing is I bought a like a garment rack to hang all the quilts on for the booth display. I think I talked about that last week. And I put them all on there and yeah, my entire inventory of quilts. I'm like, I have a full booth's worth. Yeah, it was on just the rack and it took, I was like, oh, that's not as much as I thought. So I think having a few more quilts is a good thing. So that's my plan for today. I got 6 of the 9 or 10 technically, 9 patches pieced yesterday. So I think I'm going to go start on those this morning here. And yeah, I'll take you with me. We'll see what we get done. I haven't quite decided what else I'm doing this week. I might try to get a few more toys made and maybe I would keep thinking pot holders. And I bought some like insulation batting. So, because I've been using the ones from my tutorial in the house and they're really better as like a trivet. I can take something out of the oven with it, but it gets hot, it's not like a walk across the house pot holder. I don't know if there's varying levels of pot holder, but apparently in my mind there are. So I might make some pot holders this week. I haven't fully decided. We'll see where we get with this quilt. I have 2 other, they're 48-inch square giant stars quilts, a blue one and a pink one. So I was digging through my stash yesterday trying to figure out if I have backing fabric for it, but most of the backing I have is enough for a baby quilt, which is just, the 40 can do a regular width fabric and I'll need a wider one for that. Anyway, rambling. So let's go do some sewing and yeah, let's see what we can get done. Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 7th. Today would have been my grandma's birthday. I don't even know. I think she was about 75 when she passed away, and I was maybe 15. So I think she would be pushing 100 at this point. Sorry, Grandma, if you weren't, and I'm aging you, but my other grandma was older. She passed away at like 95, and that was about, well, 15 years ago, 16 years, because I was pregnant with my oldest son. So anyway, this is the day I got my driver's license at 16 also, which is funny. My birthday's in February, but I didn't manage to get my license for almost 6 months, which is why. And then it happened to be on my grandma's birthday, so I remembered, which I didn't think of any of that until I looked at the calendar and I saw it was the 7th of July. So it is morning. It's a little bit later than I was planning, but I'm here and I have a cup of coffee this morning, and I got those. So I have the 2 strawberry quilts ready to, I went to base them yesterday and I was already like stalling because I didn't really want to base them. And then I put it out on the table. So I had the video of that. I'm not sure if I'll put it in or not, but I put the backing on the table. I'd ironed it, put it on the table to baste it. And then I went, oh yeah, I need a batting. And I went over to my bin of battings and I went, oh, I used up all those crib baby quilt battings the last time I was making quilts, and I didn't order more. So I ordered some more. They'll be here later. So I ended up rolling both of them into little quilt worms, if you remember, that's what I call them, but without the batting. And so I went in the house at that point and took a nap, and then I came back later and I ended up doing binding for both of them. So I didn't record that, but I have the bindings ready to go and the fronts and the backs ready to go as soon as those battings get here. So I think I'll just prioritize that on Wednesday. I got my Etsy shop going because I think I told you yesterday I'm going to quit my Squarespace site renews, and I'm done managing my own website. So I'm just going to let Etsy do it. So I have to say there was some relief in like putting up a listing and not being like, okay, now I have to copy it over and blah, blah, blah. So Etsy it is. I got 44 listings in there. That was exciting. And then somebody was already favoriting items in that shop and they'd only been in there like an hour. So that felt really good. If you're watching, thank you. And yeah, today I'm going to work. I pulled out the scrap bins. I might do some pot holders today. I also have a bunch of quilted bags and like pouches from when I was writing the quilting patterns. And so I think I might take photos of those and get those listed, because my plan is to use Etsy then as my point of sale in my market booth too. So I want to kind of have everything in there. So right now it's got all my quilts, all my doll quilts, and all the bear tinies and littles. And then I do have some bunnies, tinies and littles I could put in there because I'm going to release the Barnaby pattern on Thursday this week. So if you're watching the pattern, the knitting and sewing patterns for the Barnaby Bear should be out. So yes, I have a day. I have coffee this afternoon. I'm going to be creative and get things done. And I haven't decided if it's sewing or photoing or maybe a little bit of both. And I don't know, but I will take you with me and let's go see what we can get done today. Hello, good morning. It is Wednesday, July 8th. So I ended up, because I think I talked to you about whether I was going to piece or figuring out the backing for that one, the two big star quilts. Get the brain going. I have two, they're like a giant sawtooth star, and but they're 48 inches by 48 inches, so it doesn't work with a regular quilt back. So I had been going back and forth and looking at quilt backs online and trying to decide what to do. And I had to have a moment with myself yesterday where I was like, Rebecca, you have more than enough fabric, as is evidenced here. Why don't you just piece it back? So I grabbed all the blues. Actually, you can see they're missing from right there. And I went ahead and pieced it back. So that's what I was sewing on yesterday. So I went out for coffee in the afternoon and fully anticipated coming back out into the studio and then didn't manage to. So I did a bunch of cleanup in the house and stuff. And yeah, so I have coffee this morning and I have a cup of coffee, not coffee with a friend. Barnaby knitting and sewing pattern is coming out tomorrow. So I already pulled my laptop and a bunch of other paperwork. I have to do the finalizing final numbers and stuff because I always put it off for the knitting pattern. The sewing pattern's totally finished. But I have some finalizing in the knitting pattern I'm going to do this morning. And then I think I'm going to build the Etsy listing and website listing and Ravelry listings for them and have it ready to go so I can just hit go on it in the morning. So that's what I'm going to work on first. And then I have battings. They came earlier than I was expecting. So I might work on quilting the strawberry quilts today. I haven't fully decided. So I'm going to get the Barnaby stuff done while I'm still fresh this morning with my cup of coffee. And then I'm going to see what goes on with the day. So I won't record the Barnaby because you don't want to watch me working on the computer. That's boring. Nobody wants to see that. There's no colorful fabrics going through with that. So, but hopefully I'll get some sewing done this afternoon and this evening, and I will go ahead and record that, and I'll check in again with you tomorrow. Hello, good morning. It is actually Sunday, July 12th. I took all day Wednesday and did the listings and stuff. It took the whole day, which surprised me a little, so I didn't get any sewing in. And then I listed the pattern Thursday morning, first thing, and then I shut my laptop, put my phone down, and I stayed off my phone and the laptop all day because I didn't want to sit there and watch for sales to come in. But thank you to everyone who has purchased the pattern so far. So I ended up changing my mind about the market. Hopefully, I guess nobody, oh gosh, hopefully nobody tried to go see me, but sorry about that. Yeah, I think I had another change in direction. Oh my gosh, this has been actually quite challenging. Um, where like I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm in kind of a weird place and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing creatively moving forward with everything, and then I'm filming myself. It's feeling challenging because I feel like I keep saying one thing and then doing something else. So I yeah, I really changed my mindset this week because I was thinking a lot about like values versus what will make me happy. And I think I've been focused on what's a good way to make me happy versus, what kind of values do I want to bring and present to the world. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and I decided the market wasn't the best for right now. So yeah, I didn't get much else done this week. There was a lot, there was a lot of mental work I got done. And we recorded our podcast yesterday. I think it was number 17. And yeah, then I just kind of hung out in the yard because it's been gorgeous out, and not every week has to be a productive week. So, yeah, I'm out in the studio today. It's Sunday. Just played some games with my son. He was like, "You have time to play video games with me in the middle of the day? Don't you have work?" And I just said, there's always work, but we can stop and play for now. So I told him like the night before the Barnaby launch, he wanted to play a game with me. And I was like, oh, I have stuff going on. So I tried to make up for that. Because really, these are the most important things, right? Not how much we get done and work and all that. At least I think they are. So, yeah, that's it for this week. I'm going to do all the editing and compiling and everything for this to get it ready to go tomorrow. And, I showed up better this week. I was a little bit more on track, and I feel like I am a little bit more on track again after the Barnaby release. I think that really helped because I've been working on it for quite a while. And, let's see what next week brings, shall we? Hopefully you got to make something creative, do something creative, make something, knit something, sew something, paint something this week. If you did, I'd love to know. You can leave me a comment and tell me what you're working on. And yeah, if you didn't, go do something now. And if you want to follow up with me, let's see. Dangercrafts.etsy.com is where the knitting and sewing Barnaby patterns are. And then Ravelry has Barnaby as well. And then this week, I think, is the week that my website will switch over. And I'm thinking I'm going to end up putting a blog up instead of the website, but then they'll have links to everything. So yeah, hopefully you'll keep following along with me. I so appreciate everybody who is. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you next week.